It's like the green screen is just giving way to this portal to hell. Maybe if we can somehow travel into it, we can just get to the daemon, save Cal Chichester. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new OC's record, Mutilator Defeated at Last. Neo-psych and garage rock band, the OC's, and this is their 1 millionth album. And they are masterminded by songwriter, guitarist, singer, Castle Face Records co-founder, John Dwyer. Garage rock, lo-fi, garage punk, psych rock, whatever you want to call it. Even though the OC's had a pretty deranged and fun and unique approach to these genres in the late 2000s with records like The Master's Bedroom, with more albums in their discography as well as the growing trendiness of lo-fi garage rock, psych rock, and garage punk, their music just started to sound less and less novel and exciting to me. Not only that, but a lot of the songs on their subsequent records didn't really feel like songs as much as they were just in-the-moment jams, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because I love grooves, I love just kinetic energy between band members. But the lack of variation in the OC's playing style, compiled with the fuzzy, brittle production, the very buried vocals, at least for me, were kind of leading to this increasingly one-dimensional sound and catalog. Now, stylistically, this new record from the OC's has a lot of the same characteristics as their recent records, but if anything is noticeable, it's that the production is a little better, just kind of more fidelity, just clearer. There is resonant and audible bass on this album. The drums are pretty clear and upfront too. Now, clear does not necessarily mean squeaky clean though, because there are still blaring distorted guitars all over this LP. The bass lines just hit real hard, the drums are booming, and the vocals are still, kind of smudged, but they are louder and they are just drenched in this psychedelic, overwhelming echo. And the performances on this LP are pretty wild for the most part, very aggressive, very cacophonous. And some of the tracks on the track listing here feature just these very propulsive rhythms and hulking walls of noisy psych rock sound. The opening track on this LP, Web, features easily one of the best bass lines I've heard in an OC song in a while. In the track listing here, we also have the very relentless track, Withered Hand, which kind of sounds like this punked out motorcycle rock like Steppenwolf on coke. Although Steppenwolf might have been on coke when they were, doing those songs. And I also think this LP is one of the OC's more diverse records in a while because there are some tracks that take a noticeably softer approach, like the track Sticky Hulks, which features these very ominous keyboards all over the track, which feel a little Jefferson Airplane inspired, or the incredibly moody closing track on here, or the song Holy Smoke, which features these acoustic guitar arpeggios. It's an instrumental, and it goes down kind of a folky road. However, these tracks are kind of mild, and they're not really my favorites in the track listing here. They're really only highlights because they just divert from the more aggressive tracks on this album. And then there's also more aggressive tracks like Lupine Ossuary as well as Poor Queen, that while they are hard-hitting in a sense, they don't really measure up to the intensity of the other cuts here that are loud and blaring. Overall, this is a pretty decent record for the OC's, though if you are a hardcore OC's fan, I could see you feeling like it's one of their best. It is really loud, it is really heavy. The OC's make some minor tweaks to their production on this LP, and it makes a world of difference in a lot of ways. But I still do think they are a little one note on the songwriting front, and there are tracks, like I said, that are just more aggressive, but they feel kind of redundant because they just pale in comparison to some of the songs the album kicks off with. And while I appreciate and enjoy the softer, more acoustic detours the band takes on the album, it might be another record before I think that these more subtle tracks are measuring up quality-wise to the more, overwhelming cuts that I think are fantastic. I'm feeling a decent to strong 6 on this LP. Transition. If you've given this record a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, the OC's, forever.